Good evening. You're now with me, Henry Gui, for TVS Nightline. Here are the headlines for tonight. The Sarawak government is seeking to reclaim its rights to waters extending up to 200 nautical miles as provided under MA 63. And Sabah's Chief Minister urges calm and respect for probe into Zara Khairina's death amid bullying allegations. On global affairs, UN Security Council is set to hold urgent talks over Israel's takeover plan, slammed by Guterres as a dangerous escalation. The Sarawak government is seeking to reclaim its rights to waters extending up to 200 nautical miles as provided under MA 63. Kota Semarahan Member of Parliament Dato' Rubia Wang said Sarawak's current continental shelf rights are limited to only 12 kilometres, despite the original MA 63 provisions allowing for 200 nautical miles, equivalent to about 370.4 kilometres.
She added that in 1974, the Sarawak government allowed Petronas to conduct oil exploration in its waters as the state then lacked the expertise, experience and skilled manpower in the industry. However, the situation has since changed and the current state leadership is actively pursuing partnerships with external parties and sending Sarawak youths abroad to acquire the necessary skills. Previously, the state government's approach was only limited to sending letters requesting negotiations, and in the current era, Sarawak leaders are prepared to engage in direct negotiations in the parliament.
2022 kita dah lain pahaman kawan. Hak kita boleh kelakar tentang hak kita atas kursi ditentu. Nah, dialah kalau lebihnya. Jadi sebab biarlah orang kata perkara itu disusun dan kebetulan TYT diberi peluang menjadi menteri masa saya disusun bagus-bagus, minta understanding kami orang sama Malaysia. Kita fight di Dewan Negara, kita berunding di Dewan Negara, di Dewan Rakyat kita berunding.
ASEAN-China relations continue to grow stronger across multiple areas, including joint efforts to develop green energy and enhance environmental sustainability. According to National Council of Professors Fellow Azmi Hassan, China possesses crucial technical expertise in the renewable energy sector as well as the financial resources that ASEAN nations urgently need.
Azmi said the cooperation is complementary as China brings in expertise and funding while ASEAN offers potential and commitment towards renewable energy. He further highlighted the Belt and Road Initiative BRI as a good example, where recipient countries like Malaysia can ensure that projects are implemented with sustainability and long-term viability in mind.
Bagi saya, China kepakaran itu ada dan paling penting mereka mempunyai sumber kewangan. Jadi penting kita menggunakan manfaat ini untuk kebaikan negara kita, bukan saja kepada Malaysia tapi juga keseluruhan negara ASEAN, kerana kepakaran sumber kewangan bagi China adalah mereka boleh membantu negara ASEAN memperolehi pembangunan yang lebih mampan. Kalau dilakukan secara sendiri, kemungkinan besar tidak mampu, dan Sarawak umpamanya dalam hal RE, renewable energy adalah dikatakan untuk mendapatkan projek secara besar-besaran, kerana itu tumpuan kerajaan negeri Sarawak pada ketika ini, dan melalui inisiatif BRI ini adalah dikatakan satu sinergi.
He noted that ASEAN-China relations, both economically and geopolitically, remain positive despite issues such as the South China Sea disputes. Azmi also pointed out that the recently concluded ASEAN-China Free Trade Area or ACFTA agreement places greater emphasis on renewable energy, environmental protection and national sustainability.
Saya ungkapkan hubungan adalah dalam keadaan yang paling baik, terutama sekali selepas termeterainya perjanjian ASEAN-China Free Trade Area baru-baru ini. Jadi ini membawa kepentingan kedua-dua China dan juga ASEAN adalah begitu menakjubkan sekali. Jadi kita boleh membawa manfaat antara dikatakan situasi menang-menang, terutama bagi Sarawak yang memang menumpukan perhatian terhadap penggunaan renewable energy ini.
Sabah's Chief Minister Datuk Seri Haji Noor has spoken out on the death of Zara Khairina, a case that gripped the nation following allegations of bullying that led to the 13-year-old's death. He urged the public to fully respect the ongoing investigation and refrain from making assumptions.
Hajiji also urged the public to trust information only from credible sources regarding the incident. Last Friday, the Attorney General's Chambers AGC issued a statement announcing that Zara Khairina's body would be exhumed for an autopsy to ensure a thorough investigation into the circumstances surrounding her death. The AGC emphasized the need for further investigation by the Royal Malaysia Police (PDRM) to ensure all aspects of the case are examined comprehensively. On Monday, the teenager's body was exhumed from the Tanjung Ubi Muslim Cemetery in Kampong Mesapo, Sipitang, about 130 kilometers from Tuaran, Sabah. It was then transported to Queen Elizabeth I Hospital for the autopsy. Zara Khairina was confirmed dead at the hospital on July 17th after being found unconscious in a drain near a religious school hostel in Papar at 4 a.m. on July 16th. The Malaysian Communications and Multimedia Commission's MCMC recorded a testimony from an individual who uploaded false content online regarding the passing of Zara Khairina Mahathir. In a statement, MCMC said the person was summoned to the Cheras Police Headquarters last night, which led to the seizure of a mobile phone and a SIM card. Regarding the content, it had elements of 3R, race, religion and royalty, aside from defaming content about Zara. MCMC is concerned that these information may cause public confusion and disrupt the authorities' investigation. The case is currently being investigated under Section 233 of the Communications and Multimedia Act 1998, Act 588, which carries a maximum fine of 500,000 ringgit up to 2 years imprisonment or both upon conviction. MCMC also urged the public to allow the investigation process to run its course and to be wary of any speculative content that could mislead the public.
Terengganu police are investigating an alleged abuse case involving a husband and wife, which resulted in the death of a 23-month-old boy at Sultanah Nur Zahira Hospital, HSNZ, on Saturday. The investigation was launched after a post-mortem report from the hospital revealed that the toddler had suffered an intracranial hemorrhage, which police believe was caused by blunt force trauma.
Terengganu Police Chief Assistant Commissioner Azli Muhammad Noor said initially the suspects took the victim to the Manir Health Clinic. Due to his critical condition, the youngest of the two siblings was then brought to the hospital unconscious at 1 p.m. on August 6th by his father and stepmother. There, medical personnel found bruises on his face, neck and body. Azli said the suspects claimed that the victim fell, causing his forehead to swell, but he played as usual after his father applied ice to reduce the swelling. The 27-year-old labourer and 30-year-old housewife were detained at 10 p.m. in Marang shortly after the boy's burial. Upon questioning, both had admitted that they had hit the toddler with a hanger in the past. Azli said they are currently being remanded for 7 days starting today to facilitate investigation under Section 31(1)(a) of the Child Act 2001.
The United Nations Security Council convened for an emergency meeting to discuss Israel's plans to capture and occupy Gaza City. United Nations Secretary-General Antonio Guterres said Israel's Gaza control plan was a dangerous escalation that raised worsening conditions for ordinary Palestinians and described Israel's plan as a dangerous escalation in a 22-month war in the Gaza Strip. The proposal, approved by Israel's Security Cabinet on Friday, has sparked international outcry.
The Secretary General is gravely alarmed by the decision of the Israeli government to take control of Gaza City. The decision marks a dangerous escalation and risks deepening the already catastrophic consequences for millions of Palestinians. It could further endanger more lives, including the lives of the remaining hostages.
The European members of the Security Council, namely Denmark, France, Greece, the United Kingdom and Slovenia, were present during the meeting. Following Israel's decision, Germany, the UK, Italy, New Zealand and Australia jointly rejected the plans to take control of Gaza City. In a statement by their foreign ministries, they warned the offensive would worsen the humanitarian crisis, endanger hostages' lives and could lead to massive civilian displacement. They said that a two-state solution remains the only path to lasting peace between Israelis and Palestinians. Palestinian permanent observer of the State of Palestine to the United Nations, Riyad Mansour, denounces Israel's military plan to take control of Gaza City as crazy and vicious.
What we need is peace. What we need is to stop the fighting. What we need is to feed the hungry people, not to kill them, the Palestinians in Gaza. What we need is peace. What we need is the end of occupation and the independence of the State of Palestine, and to make the global consensus on the two-state solution a reality.
Meanwhile, tens of thousands of people demonstrated in Tel Aviv, demanding an end to the Gaza war following the Israeli government's announcement that it would intensify the conflict and seize Gaza City. During the demonstration, protesters carried signs and displayed photos of hostages held in the Palestinian territory, urging authorities to secure their release. A group representing hostage families estimated the turnout at up to 100,000 participants, while AFP journalists on the ground placed the figure in the tens of thousands. Although no official count was provided, the rally was significantly larger than recent anti-war gatherings. The demonstration came a day after Israel's security cabinet approved a major operation targeting Gaza City, a decision that drew sharp criticism both domestically and internationally. Israel has faced frequent protests throughout the 22-month war, with many urging the government to pursue hostage deals similar to past truces that saw exchanges with Palestinian prisoners. Out of the 251 people abducted during the Hamas's 2023 attack, 49 remain in Gaza, including 27 the military believes are dead.
Hello there and welcome back. Technical and Vocational Education and Training, or TVET, has become the core of developing a highly skilled workforce in Sarawak, in line with the state's goal of achieving high-income status by 2030. Minister of Education, Innovation and Talent Development Sarawak, Dr. Sri Roland Sagawiin, said the state government is committed to providing access to training in technologies such as AI, big data, industrial automation and green technology.
Dasar TVET negara 2030 dan PCDS 2030 saling melengkapi dalam menjadikan Sarawak sebagai hub pembangunan bakat dan inovasi serentak. Melalui MEITD, Ministry of Education, Innovation and Talent Development Sarawak, Kerajaan Sarawak terus menzahirkan komitmen terhadap pembangunan modal insan dengan memberi penekanan kepada program TVET yang fleksibel, responsif dan inklusif yang seiring dengan keperluan industri dan landscape pekerjaan masa depan.
Speaking at the Polytechnic and Community College Poly-CC Convocation Sarawak Zone 2025 on Sunday, he added that the collaboration between Poly-CC, industries and the state government is crucial to strengthening TVET and ensuring rural communities have access to quality education.
Those were the updates on TVS Nightline. I'm Handy Gui. Thank you for watching. Have a good night.